Thank you for joining me for the fourth, I think, installment of my exploration blast across the galaxy in VR. I haven't made one of these for a while, and the reason being is because the weather has been so damned hot here lately, here in South Wales, that putting a VR headset on your face is just bloody uncomfortable. So I've been avoiding it until the weather's cooled down. But as you can see, I'm flying toward this nebula, and this is actually the other nebula that was in the distance when I recorded my last video. So it's the one that's just further on from Cat's Paw Nebula, and I can't remember what it was called now. I think it was NGC 6357. That's exactly what it's called, in fact. So I'm going to spend this video having a little bit of a trawl around here, and we'll see what we can find. It might be a little bit uninteresting, but you know, we'll see what we can find. So without further ado, here I am inside the nebula. Actually, this is the bottom of the nebula, and I decided to land on the planet just while I was figuring some stuff out, and oddly the nebula from the distance looks purple, and when you're inside it, it looks red, which is kind of strange. So here I am, I'm on a small moon somewhere orbiting this gas giant, and it's quite an interesting sort of terrain. Turn my lights on. They make a hell of a lot of difference. Not up here, they don't anyway. So I'm going to head upwards, deeper into the depths of this giant cloud, and I think this nebula is another stellar nursery. It's another emissions nebula, similar to Cat's Paw. Had my plural in the wrong place. So I'm going to zip into orbit and then jump onto the galaxy map and plot some
frameshift drive charging.
Plot a route to the next system, which will probably take me deeper into the center of it. So as I said in my last video, it's really surreal being inside nebulas and being on a planet's surface. I find it a fascinating experience. And this planet as well is quite fascinating, because if the panel would get out of my face, then I'd be able to just look down there, and it's just... Oh, I nearly fell over then. Standing up whilst operating the controls really screws with your balance. But yeah, this planet is very, very, very small, and I found the undulating features of it, these deep canyons that it's got, really are pronounced on the surface, even from orbit, which is pretty cool. Right, what are they doing? Let's have a look in here. That's not where I want it to go, is it? Let's have a look in here. Bam. So if I just... So there you are. So that would explain why the bit of the nebula I'm in looks red, because actually it is. And the bit that I was looking at as I was approaching the nebula was up there more. So that's kind of where I want to be, really. Let's have a little go there somewhere. So this is an M-class star. It's only 20 light years away. Let's see what it's got. Oh, hello. Managed to fly myself over the gas giant ring system there. So I did have a little bit of a explore around in Cat's Paw after I ended the video last time, but I didn't find anything remarkable.
Frameshift drive charging.
But what I did find with that one, that there was only really a handful of systems in there that I could navigate to anyway. I think this nebula is quite a bit bigger. got some... I'm always on the lookout for high grav planets. I don't know why, there's something fascinating about them. That's not high gravity at all, it's particularly small. So this is a fairly stock kind of system. What I wouldn't mind maybe is going further out, visiting one of these, get a little bit more speed going, visiting one of these more remote worlds, because they generally show the sky a little bit better. So let's go and do that and see what's out there. And I forgot to press the button, didn't I? But even so, having said that, let's just take a moment to admire the scenery, because it's fantastic. So these purples are really coming through now because we're in a different part of the nebula, and it's just beautiful out here. It really, really is. Dark, mysterious areas and these very light purples. It's really, really cool. I'm not going to make this entire series about nebulas, by the way. I will be doing some other things, whatever else I come across. So approaching this outer reaches planet, and I've gone too fast, as usual. I'm always so distracted, never paying attention. Just watching these things zipping by as well, it's really, really cool. So that, I think, is a gas giant of some kind. And it's blue, and I'm afraid that is the only facts that I'm going to be able to give you on that one. Wow! I did that on purpose. Never mind. It's one way to... oh, I've lost a bit more hull. It's one way to slow yourself down to get into a planetary approach, but it's not recommended. Anyway, this looks pretty interesting. Look at this world. It looks like it's been in a fight with a giant cat. Let's state on that. So I'm assuming these are all ancient waterways, long extinct rivers that have made canyons. So the planets this far out from the primary star are usually cold and icy, or perma-ice.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3.
Yeah, it says there's an ice body.
1. Engage.
So let's go for all of this gnarly stuff down here. So the sky is just amazing. It's such an awesome sight. There is one thing I do wish I could have, is faster loading textures, or at least they load at a longer distance, because when you get this close and they aren't there yet, it kind of ruins the illusion. And again, I'm sort of attributing that to the fact that VR sucks up a lot more resources than normal. If I was just playing this on my normal desktop screen, I'd probably be able to have, you know, this whole lot rendered by now. But oh wow, look at these trenches. They're deep. That is some interesting topology. So I'm looking down there, and you can see detail start to appear from the rocks and everything, but up ahead it just looks like something from an 80s VR system. Actually no, it's a bit more polygons than that. So this is definitely an icy world, because that's sort of icy snow down there. I think it's permafrost or perma-ice. Oh, this is this is very interesting. Feels incredible as well. The feels it's now getting quite claustrophobic. I'm very aware in my peripheral vision of these enormous rock faces towering over me. And the ground is, well, it just looks evil. Really gnarly. There's no chance in hell I'm going to land on any of that. I mean, even these little peaks down here are large. I mean, if I did get down there, then chances are they would... chances are they would be significant peaks in themselves, but then you've just got these enormous walls towering over. Some interesting looking rocks down there. Probably not very interesting really, but oh, look at that, there's a great big chasm down there, so let's go and have a look. Well, this place puts Europa to shame. Flippin' heck, look at the depth on this. I know it's hard to appreciate in the video, but this is insane. This is so surreal. This topology is just bonkers. Right, how high am I? 114 meters. Let's see if I can get down here somewhere. I severely doubt it.
Landing gear deployed.
Computer says no. You'd think I'd be able to put down over there, but wow, look at that. That's bizarre. I'm very tempted to land up there and try and drive my car down the side, but I think then I would end up without a car. It's quite amazing to think that this is only one trench out of a whole load of these giant... I mean, these things are 2.5 kilometers deep. I'm just gauging that off of my current altitude. Wow. This is the adjacent one. It's much the same, I think. This is a flippin' interesting planet, I must say. However, I shall press on. So, without further ado, can't do that yet. Let's get it back into orbit and then look for another system to go and play in. Okay, let's go for the galaxy map and see where we are in the grand scheme of things. So, I'm actually bang in the middle. So we've got some interesting blue stars. So this blue star. What kind of star is that? Apologies to everybody who already knows, and they're like, "Ah, it's one of those kinds of stars, you idiot."
Frameshift drive charging.
Heading up toward the top of the nebula. It's not big. It's bigger than the cat's paw, but it's definitely not huge. Well, I don't know. It's probably about 200 light years tall. So.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Oh, there we go. Wowzers. So, this is that stuff. Look at the heck, it's bright. It's actually so bright I'm having to squint. Wow, I can't even look at that thing. That's an interesting sensation from a computer game.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, I'm having real trouble looking at that. That's the spectrum of light that's coming off of it in my visor is so bright. I actually can't look directly at it. I want to find out what type of star that is.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Whatever it was, it's scoopable. Excuse me, I'm not going to look straight at it. It actually hurts. Let's look over there. Look at the colour on the corona coming off of the thing. It's bright purple. It's like violet. It's a blue-white O-class star. Is it O-class? Yes, O-class. It sort of looks like a D, but it's not. It's an O. Okay, so that's cool. Right, let's give the system a scan. And we have 20 new objects, none of which are planets. Still, never mind. Let's head over here. Check out the system map. Ooh, hang on, what's that? Ooh, that might be a black hole. This is a very colourful system. Unexplored. It's a black hole. We have found a black hole. Pretty cool. Let's go and visit it. Oh wow! Look at the thing on the hologram on my instruments there. Oh crikey! This is between the purple and the sky and that bonkers star. This place is wild. I feel like I'm in some kind of psychedelic part of space. Right, so I've only ever encountered one black hole before, and that was in the in Bernard's Loop. I'm already starting to see that white thing, which is those white two specks which are converging. That might be an effect of the black hole's distortion. I'm not sure if it's in front of the star or behind it. Either way, I'm having trouble staring directly. I think it's got to be in front then, isn't it? But I'm having trouble staring directly at that flipping star. So we can see all the swirly effects. So the stars in the background are now being distorted by the black hole. Which is extraordinarily bizarre, I do say. I don't want to get too close to this thing because I'm not entirely sure what they do. So I think basically it's a sphere with some kind of distortion texture on it, but without knowing what a real one would look like, I've got no frame of reference to which I can compare. So it is a black hole, definitely. That's pretty cool. I was hoping I'd run into one of these things on this journey, apart from the gigantic one in the centre of the galaxy, of course. Oh, there it is. There's the middle of it. Look, that dark area. I think it's not really a dark area. It's just a mess of crap. I think it's. Oh, these things are strange. I can see a spherical boundary of stars. What I can only assume is the background being distorted. I think I'm fairly close to this thing now. Interestingly, though, it's not doing anything to distort the star in the immediate background. Definitely close to it. Whoa, very close. Whoa, wow. What's going on? That was really strange. The sky sort of moved, everything moved, and it made my whole balance system get thrown out of whack then. That was fun. I'm very conscious I don't want to break my ship. Not yet, anyway, but I can't actually make out. I mean, I'm not moving here, I'm throttled right back. It seems to be it's strange. See the way that everything moves. It's so weird. Anyway, I think that's interesting. So let's go and have a look at what else is out here. Approaching this other planet, and I can see there's some things moving around. It's like as if there's another black hole in the vicinity, but I'm pretty sure there's not. But when you get points moving like that, they're usually accompanied by a radical of some kind, describing them as unexplored. Like that, for example. What is that? It's not even coming up as anything. We've got another black hole here, I think, because we've got some odd movements going on in the star field in the background. Okay, slowing down a bit. Yeah, we've got some bizarre as hell things going on. Look at the way those stars are moving. So I'm going to ignore the planet that I was going to. Instead, I'm going to try and focus over here. So this swirly mass in the middle. That, yes, another black hole. Crikey, a system with 2 black holes in it. So if you're looking for the party center of the universe, come to this system. It's exciting. I'm pretty sure that didn't show up on the system map either. The only thing I find with the black holes in Elite, I expected them to have an actual black hole at the center, given that as per their description, you know, light can't escape the gravitational pull, so you end up with an event horizon around the singularity itself, but they don't seem to be rendered like that. I think Frontier treat them as just a sphere with a distortion field on them, a distortion texture. But then I don't know what a real one looks like. Does anybody? I can't see something at the center of that, but all of a sudden I'm aware that there's a huge boundary in front of me. I can see this movement in front of me. And I am very, very, very close now, because that's a megameters away, actually. Boldly going where loads of people have probably gone before. There's something really creepy about black holes. Still approaching it. I don't know what's going to happen when I get to 1. This is usually safe disengage, but think I will circumvent it a little bit. I can just about make out the boundary. I would turn on orbit lines, but I will have no chance of finding the key with my VR headset on. Unless, of course, it's over my functions. Orbit lines. There you go. And that doesn't help anyway. So I can see the edge there. This must be an extremely small object. Well, of course it is. But turn those off. Because me being 500 odd kilometers away, and as I move my head around, I'm getting this crazy lensing effect. That's weird. I'm going to drop into normal space here. Let's just try that. There you go. So this is quite strange. There's this dark thing straight ahead of me. So that right there is a black hole, and I'm just going to everywhere I look, the whole, everything's shimmering and moving around. It's freaking strange. Can't see even that. So there's the remnant of the galactic center out there. That's just poking through. So I must be on the extremities of this nebula where I can just get glimpse of that. And this thing's responding to my head movement, so if I stay perfectly still, nothing moves. But as I move my head, there's this odd, turbulent movement of the surrounding gases and stars. It is quite surreal. It's very, very surreal, in fact. Now, I'm probably facing the wrong way. If I position my ship on the other side of this thing and actually look into more into the nebula's gases, we might get a more interesting show. The only problem is, I'm not entirely sure which way is out. Well, it's obviously going to be in the opposite direction to that, isn't it, really? First of all, I just want to check out the system map, because I didn't see this on my scan. So there it is. This second one has already been claimed, but there's a third one as well, potentially, unless that's not. What's down here? That's another one as well. There's a third black hole in this system, bigger one. So this must have, these must have obviously been a whole load of stars which have died, leaving just these black holes. So there you go. That's a very strange. It's like a veil has been pulled over the ship. It's an energy barrier. Q's going to come out now and accuse me of crimes against humanity.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
just stuff flying all over the place. Yeah. So I think the theory goes with real black holes is if you were to get too close to them, you would start getting pulled in by their gravitational pull, and by the time you get across the event horizon, you're pretty much knackered. You're just going to get crushed by its gravity. However, I don't know what happens in Elite when you get too close. It might just treat it like you, like any other planet or star. When you get close, you just stop. Well, folks, I think I'll leave this video here for now. So it's been a bit of a black hole extravaganza. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be making another one, and I'll be much further into the interior then. I haven't got any next destination planned, but I'll just be heading toward Sagittarius A. Black holes and pretty nebulas. They're all great in VR. So it might be another couple of weeks before I release another one, because I'm going to be fairly busy over the next couple of weeks, so I might not have much time to play this or get any further into the interior of the galaxy, but I will do, and when I do, please join me. So again, thanks for watching. If you like it, then please click like, and I shall see you next time. So long.